toward the end of the week, we are going to have some wider spread rain, and that will bring more of a cool down. But it's not going to get really cold. And in the next few days, it's still going to be pretty steamy. So make sure you're staying cool and hydrated if you are out and about in this type of weather. Again, it just feels hotter, too, because of the humidity. Today's highs, most of us in the upper 70s to low to mid 80s, with the exception of Pineville. Some of those lower elevations, again, getting a little hotter. They're pushing 90 out there today. And winds have been overall light and variable. Every once in a while, we get this really good wind coming out of the southwest, though overall, that's where that general broad flow is coming from. So we've got this warm and humid air continuing to build in. Now, we don't have a major frontal system, at least not near us at the current time, that's going to interact with the moisture and cause really widespread rain. But what we do have is just enough of this heat, this regular daytime heat, to force that air to rise. It'll cool and condense once it gets to a certain height, and then we'll see those showers and thunderstorms form. They're not going to be everywhere at one time, but they're just going to be hit or miss type of activity. That's what we're seeing right now. There's more of it out to the west, out to the south, and more of this energy will head our way into the rest of the evening. So just because maybe you haven't seen a shower yet today doesn't mean you couldn't before the day is over, or even a really heavy downpour out of a thunderstorm. We saw a lot of that yesterday, and we're worried about some localized flooding issues. Some of these storms can quickly overwhelm poor drainage areas, creeks and streams, tributaries. So we're keeping our eye on the rest of the afternoon. Otherwise, we're going to see some breaks of sun. Obviously, it's been a mixed bag out there today. We're still very warm at this hour, still hot, still humid. Most of us are in the 80s, again, if not at least the upper 70s, and we've definitely got heat in the seas reading closer to 90 in some areas. Feels like it's 91 right now, for instance, in Oceana. Now, low pressure will be inching our way a little bit closer to us anyway in the coming days. I'm thinking by Thursday into Friday, that's when this little front from the north will start to dip more toward our area. That will bring those wider spread showers and storms. Until then, at least through Wednesday, we're going to see just these off and on more hit or miss type storms. But these are some heavy downpours we see every once in a while. We could see some tonight. Most of that stuff wraps up by midnight, though, just like last night. And then tomorrow they come back, especially during the afternoon and evening. Highs tomorrow back in the 70s and 80s. Still feeling humid with those off and on showers and storms. We'll see a few more of them, wider spread, more frequent into Thursday. We could see more activity during the morning, for instance, but we're still going to see much of it during the afternoon. Notice how widespread that becomes more on Thursday. There's a little bit more moisture, a little bit more energy to go around then. Flooding is really the only concern. I'm not too concerned about severe storms this time around, but isolated flooding issues could worsen as those downpours get worse and more numerous in the coming days. So to recap, temperatures for most tonight, 60s again. Tomorrow, a repeat again of today and yesterday. And we're going to copy and paste it again on the last few days of the work week. Just a slightly better chance of rain. Slightly cooler with that frontal system at the end of the work week, too. Hey, stick with us. We'll be right back right after this break. Don't go.